If you have been following along in this series, you're getting some amazing ideas for what products you'll want for your new puppy. Now, we've talked about treat dispensers, crates, gates, and toys to help with biting, and a ton more. But you know those Instagram reels that talk about how experiences are more valuable than things? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, the latest segment of this series is going to be about must-have experiences for you and your puppy. And there's no purchasing necessary. You're going to do a little planning, and soon you're going to be having a great time and making core memories together. Michelle here with How to Train a Dream Dog. Now, if you don't subscribe, you won't know when I go live or produce another great video like this one. Now, you do not want to miss out, so just hit that bell. Okay, we've got a lot to cover today, so let's get going. Now, I want you to think of this like a puppy bucket list. Now, these are fun and interesting things that you can do with your puppy that he's going to find really enjoyable too. Now, these activities are especially good for his brain because most of them are helping him form a positive opinion about new things. So before we go into the 10 bucket list items, I want you to remember the goal is to create positive experiences. If he's stressed or frightened, this is not fun or productive for the puppy or for you. Now, you want to pay close attention to canine body language here, which is how dogs communicate their feelings about their experiences. So try not to push your puppy to the point of having a negative experience. If you're really unsure about your puppy, or if they're fearful, then I want you to watch this video here so you know what to look for. Okay, ready for our bucket list? The first experience I want you to have with your puppy is positive exposure to things that might be uncomfortable. We call these victory visits. Now, of course, positive exposure to new things is important, but even more important is exposure to things that will likely be uncomfortable. So one example of a victory visit is taking your dog to the vet and just walking around the parking lot. Then maybe going home. The next time you go, just walk in the lobby, let your pup do some sniffing, give a lot of treats, and then leave. Now, this actually teaches her that not every visit to this place is scary and uncomfortable. Victory visits are not a one-time thing. So to combat the potentially uncomfortable experience she has there, you're gonna want a lot more good visits to counterbalance the not so good ones. So try to build up these visits into your regular activity schedule. Next on our bucket list, go somewhere with water. Now, you might have water in your backyard from a sprinkler or a kiddie pool, but I want you to take your dog somewhere that has a new and different water experience. This could be a park with a splash pad or a fountain, or a beach, a lake, or even a small creek. Now, it may not happen in the middle of winter, but put it on your bucket list for spring and find a park with a pond that isn't frozen over. The point isn't to immerse your dog in the water, but let them check it out and get as close as they feel comfortable. Now, I guarantee you that this water holds some very interesting scent. And if it's moving, that's a very novel experience for your dog too. Not all dogs love water, but that doesn't mean they won't enjoy an outing that's near the water. Just take your dog's unique temperament into account when deciding where to go. And if he only wants to get his paws wet, that's okay. This is his bucket list, not yours. Now, let's talk about somewhere that smells new and different. I'm talking about a hiking trail, maybe a farm, or some nature trail, or even a feed store. Pet stores could work in a pinch, but I don't love them. You're gonna often find and run into other dogs who are stressed. So try to find a place more out in nature and turn it into a decompression outing. This is Oakley. His parents, Sam and Simone, took him to a pet feed store. Can you imagine all the smells in that place? Oakley is a pretty confident dog, and Sam and Simone have been following the online course, so they knew what to look for when it came to Oakley feeling comfortable. Now, he had a blast with all the smells in the store, and I'm pretty sure he got to pick out a little something for himself too. Next on our puppy bucket list, set up a puppy playdate with a like-minded dog. Now, if you have an older dog, you've probably noticed that he or she is not a great playmate for your puppy. Your little guy probably needs someone who plays like he does. Now, a good way to find a dog that matches your puppy's play style is to ask your breeder or a vet. This is also a great use of the dog park without your dog. You can go and you can check out all the dogs and find one that seems to play the way your dog does. Now, this video is going to give you more information and tips on how to make that happen. I've found that the community Facebook groups can often lead you to informal groups that have scheduled doggy playtimes too. These groups are often more invested in watching for appropriate play, and the experience overall is better for your dog. Now, I do want to say that if you already know that your puppy is not fond of playdates with other dogs, you have my permission to skip this one. When puppies are young, it's good to expose them to these structured, hand-picked playdates in order to see their interests. But if you already know your dog favors more human companionship, then just pass. But hold on, because I've got a bucket list item coming up soon just for you guys. Now, another must-do activity is grooming desensitivity. This means making sure that your dog is familiar with and exposed to showers and tubs, things that spray, brushes, dryers, and towels. Eventually, he's going to end up at the groomer, and that can be a scary and overwhelming experience. So start this training at home where he's feeling most comfortable. And then build in victory visits to a groomer. I want you to use this video as your guide to start working on desensitization. Now, I have a standard poodle, and his grooming is a big part of his life. So I made sure that he was comfortable with all the tools from a very young age, and we continue with regular brushing and positive exposure to the tools too. All right, next up on our bucket list, I want you to expose your dog to new people. So this means people of all shapes and sizes and ages too. I'm talking about adults and senior citizens, young kids and babies. Did you know that a simple outing to your friend's house can be so interesting to your dog? You can avoid the busy and overstimulating pet stores and just take him to a friend's house for a chance to smell new things. Just remember to get your pup out for a potty break frequently. That sniffing will rev up his system, and it's going to mean he's going to need to go out more often. Now, your friend might not invite you back if your dog continues to have accidents on the floor. Now, along with new people, let's go out to find some accessories that your dog might come across in his lifetime. I'm talking about hats and coats and scarves and masks, equipment like canes and wheelchairs, walkers, and so much more. These are all accessories for humans who might interact with your dog. Now, you might not see these things on a daily basis, so you want to prepare your dog for when they might show up later down the road. Medical office parking lots are great for this kind of exposure, or go to a local retirement home for more parking lot fun. All right, I hope you're noticing that these outings don't necessarily involve interactions. Now, a lot of these experiences are simply for the dog to see these new things and to start to form positive associations and opinions about them. There's no need for the dog to get up close and personal for him to form an opinion. Parking lot exposure sessions in a lot of different places are great for training, also in any weather. Now, when thinking about these experiences, let's let our dog's senses guide us. We talked about new and novel smells, but now let's talk about hearing. Dogs can hear really well, so it's good to give them some new sound experiences. So you can take them somewhere to experience new noises. You might want to try an area with backup beeping noises on trucks, or the rattle of shopping carts, the sound from trains, sirens, music, loud engines, and more. Now, when doing this training, keep in mind your dog's temperament and don't get too close to the noisy thing if he's not comfortable. Most of the time, if you get some distance from the scary thing, it will help keep him under that threshold of fear. Now, we've covered your dog's sense of smell and hearing, but what about his sense of touch? Well, that deserves some attention too. Now, here's where you can go to expose him to new surfaces. This is Allison and Lincoln. One day at the park, he got to experience real grass, fake grass, pavement, dirt, train tracks, a wooden park bench, and gravel too. Now, once you actually look for new surfaces, you're going to find them everywhere. You can also find some in your home, like bubble wrap, tinfoil, rugs, and hard surfaces. Playgrounds are also great for surface exposure, but it's probably better to go while the kids are in school. New textures and excited kids might be a little too much for your pup. Now, before I get to my last bucket list item, I just want to find out if you're loving this great information. YouTube's gonna let you leave us a little tip as a thanks. Feel free to help me and my team continue these great videos for you week after week. You can also share this video with fellow puppy parents. That's also a great way to help us too. All right, here's bucket list number 10. And then my one big nope when it comes to new experiences with your dog. It might surprise you. For our last bucket list item, I think your dog's taste buds need some love. I suggest you do some fun taste tests with human foods and treats or different kinds of kibble. See what he loves and what he doesn't. This could change over time, so feel free to do this again a few months later with other new things. Try things that are crunchy versus chewy, or savory versus dry, or something to drink versus something to lick. Your dog's gonna love it, and you're gonna get some great ideas on what you can use for your next training session. Okay, that was a long list, but don't get overwhelmed. Just think of these concepts and how you can add them into your dog's life. Now, I don't want you to think of it as a to-do list. This implies pressure and a must-do kind of approach. We don't want a check-the-box mentality with dog training. We want you both to enjoy the process. Are there any experiences that I forgot? Maybe you thought that I would include a dog-friendly restaurant or a bar. Sorry, nope. I really don't recommend these places. When I've been in them, I've really been sad for the dogs that were there. These restaurants give a false sense of security that encourages owners to bring their dogs. My colleagues and I have all witnessed dog fights at these locations because of the stress level that's too high, and it's an unnatural environment for a dog. The noises and the smells and the lights and all the people talking is not really a relaxing environment for a dog. In addition, not all dogs like other dogs, and their humans are often too busy with their own socializing to notice that their dog is uncomfortable. Many humans mistakenly think that the dog is relaxing, but what's really happening is the dog is in shutdown mode. The stimuli around him is so overwhelming he simply shuts down. This is not comfort, this is stress. So the next time you go to one of these restaurants without your dog, I want you to watch the body language of the other dogs and note the subtle signs of stress. I think you're gonna see it, and you're gonna realize that these restaurants are attracting humans who want to be there, not dogs. Okay, I think you've got enough of the must-have experiences for right now. You can hop offline and start doing something fun immediately. Your dog will thank you, and I would love to hear about it. In the comments below, tell me which of these you're gonna try first with your dog.